My life be like, yeah.
Welcome to 417 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm Glenn Cousins.
Daniel Cherney.
Hey, Marhan.
And today we're going to talk about striking in law enforcement.
So we're talking about what we think about relying on striking in law enforcement and then studying striking in law enforcement, which are two different things. Okay, so we all have studied striking. Haymar's got some Muay Thai experience. Glenn's been a boxing coach and Muay Thai coach for a long time, and I have some amateur Muay Thai and boxing experience, and I actually left Jiu-Jitsu for a few years to pursue that, but we all encourage people to study striking martial arts.
Definitely.
Now, there's a big difference between studying a striking martial art while doing grappling, and then there is studying a striking martial art and relying on that striking martial art. So why wouldn't we want to rely on striking as a well, first I'm going to go over some pros of striking.
Pros, yeah. I think the biggest pro, if you're learning, especially boxing, is defense.
Yes.
You get to read a punch coming towards you, and then you have the abilities to make your slips, make your covers, catch a guy if you need to. Defense is always the most important thing to keep into the fight.
Distance management.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Angles.
Yeah.
Angles. When you approach a guy,
Absolutely.
you know this guy can only throw a jab and a hook from that position.
Right.
I know that.
Well, in law enforcement, when we're going with two people, we L out on a person for those angles.
Sure.
Same reasoning.
Exactly.
Anytime you understand defense there, if where you would normally place a punch, as a grappler, you can place a clinch.
Yeah.
So if you weave into the left and you throw a left, we can weave to the left and come in because we're coming in behind that arm, and that guy.
So it ties straight into our street grappling.
Exactly.
Right.
Perfect. So now the cons, and the cons are all about not studying a striking martial art, but being reliant upon striking in a martial art. And I'm going to let these guys talk here in a second because, okay, so here's the background. Former police officer, former corrections officer, school resource officer, current officer, former corrections officer, and current school resource officer. So I'm going to start off with the part, because I'm out of the game now, but I'm going to start off with, when you hit somebody with no glove on, the chances of you mixing body fluids with them is very, very high. So I've been busted up and cut up with headgear on and 16-ounce gloves, been all bloodied up. Now you imagine I take this fist with nothing on there and I drive it straight into Glenn's face. This is going to cut, these are going to cut, okay?
Yes.
Okay, well now we've,
Do it again.
yeah, whatever you have, I have now, or there's a possibility that I could have. So I don't want to cause a cut to myself and cause a cut to him at the same time to intermingle any types of body substances. So Haymar is currently in the school system.
Yeah.
And let's just say, Haymar, you're reliant, say you are reliant on a striking martial art, and you must apprehend said 18-year-old.
Right. Well, here's the thing. What is the end goal for striking? Like, and
Knockout.
You're right.
Knockout.
So
You're not punching anyone in the cuffs.
I work in a school, and in our school I have 168 cameras in my school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on camera every single time I'm dealing with a
So
possible.
you'd be officer beatdown.
Oh, I would get that. I'd be on 2020 with that 10-second clip of me trying to start a lawnmower.
Right, yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what it would look like. And it would be over and over and over. And, I mean, that right there could be possibly career-ending, first off, as well as, if you are teeing off on somebody, your whole goal is to control that subject. If I'm trying to knock the person out, I'm not trying to control them. I'm trying to hurt them. There's a difference.
Yeah.
It's way easier to hurt someone than to control
Absolutely.
someone.
100%.
I think that's what most of the public doesn't realize when they're seeing, like, oh, it took 5 officers. Yeah, because they could have easily kneed him in the head and just knocked him out and it'd been done. But no, they had the dog pile because it takes 4 limbs, a head, his waist, and everything else. So.
Right.
Absolutely. So we wanted to also talk about the 3 ways to incapacitate someone. And this is something, anytime you look at any martial art, this is what you want to look at. So the 3 ways are, one is unconsciousness. And for us, it would, in a grappling world, that would mean you're choking them out. In a striking world, that would mean you're knocking them out. Another thing is positional control. If I have somebody down in such a positional control where they're unable to mount any type of offensive movement or get away or escape or do anything, they've been rendered incapacitated. The other thing is fatigue. If I can fatigue someone to the point where they are no longer a threat, they can no longer escape, and they can no longer mount a significant offense, I have incapacitated them. For striking, you can pound somebody into positional control, but it's going to be ugly, and then or you can knock them out, which is going to be ugly.
Look at a liver shot. Look at a liver shot. That person goes down their knee, they can't breathe, they're looking at you right in the face, and they're like, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. And you can easily, they'll put the handcuffs on themselves. They're like, no.
I'm done with
Don't hurt me, I'm done. Yeah. Anymore.
yeah, I'm done being hurt.
So that's our thoughts on, did you have anything else to add?
No, that's it.
That's basically our thoughts on striking in law enforcement. There's definitely a place to study the striking, but whenever you are reliant on the striking, you're opening yourself for lawsuits. How often are you on camera?
Literally every time I'm in the school.
100% of the time.
Yeah.
100% of the time you're on camera.
Yes.
And what is it going to look like if you punch one student one time? It may be game over.
Like
Literally,
I said,
despite whatever it is.
Try to let's say you're completely justified lawfully. You completely, the kid threw a punch at your face, or
it's an 18-year-old or 19-year-old student.
Absolutely.
And he's out of control.
Absolutely.
And you're lawfully able to do that.
Yeah.
What if still looks horrible.
What if it's your conditioned response and it's a 12-year-old?
Right.
And this is another thing, like in the law enforcement world, you live in a gray area. So, okay, so now I have an out-of-control man with Down syndrome who is destroying a house and assaulting people.
Yeah.
Am I going to roll up to that guy and throw, a 7-point combination into that guy's face to drop him? I'm not going to second guess anybody's judgment, but I'm not going to do that to a person who's mentally handicapped.
Right.
In the schools we've easily had 260, 280 pound kids with special needs that are out of control.
Yeah. And how are you going to control them? With strikes?
We
it's
did
going to be tough.
No.
You don't.
We use
You don't. You control them. You help them.
Positional control.
You calm them down. Really, I think that's the one thing I think that strikes do to a situation is they escalate a situation.
When you get punched in the face, what's the first thing you think? I'm going to give up?
No, I
got punched in the face. Now I'm going to give up.
I'm going to punch this person. That's how you think.
So strike. Okay.
So on the other aspect, whenever I know it sounds like, but if I grip on somebody, they're going to struggle, and that actually de-escalates. Like I've seen people completely de-escalate just by that kind of control.
The grappling also de-escalates the crowd as well.
Absolutely.
They see punches, and they're like, this is exciting, and they want to punch, and they start punching, and they could easily
Then the cell phones come out.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, the cell phones come out.
If you're, you got a guy, and I had a guy swing on me once, ducked under, cut his back, drug him down, just controlled it. All it was is seatbelt control. No choke, nothing else. Seatbelt control. He exhausts himself in about 30, 40 seconds, and then
anticlimactic.
And everyone's like, oh, exactly.
Yep.
But you see someone just throwing elbows from behind or something like that to calm him down.
That 20-second clip.
No, yeah.
So I would say, in conclusion, we fully support anybody studying any live striking martial art. You have to supplement it with grappling, though. You have to. As a matter of fact, I would go as far to say as your striking needs to supplement your grappling. Your grappling has to be your core. That has to be the base.
You know what the safe spots are in that.
Yeah,
that's where all the
you understand
safe
you understand from a punching aspect. I think you understand where the strength of a punch happens.
Oh, right. Which makes your street grappling explode.
much better.
Okay, so next video is going to be theoretical martial arts, which is going to be martial arts where nobody is sparring, where everything is theoretical. Like I'll tell you all about it there in just a minute. All right. Until next video.
Like, subscribe, share.
At the bottom.
No, this way, right? There.
All right, 417 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I get up about 2:45. Hard work, work. To go and earn my pay. Hard work, work. Put my boots on and lace them up. Hard work.